Just my Flash, and welcome to Release Awards. Today, well, Chase Randall actually may have released a while ago. Difference is, nWay did not allow for anyone to freely test him in a casual-ish challenge. So for today, you shall get his video. You have to be very careful, and nope, that didn't work. Breaker? No. The fact that we have to fight Ninja Kimberly first says a lot about some of the people's choices in who they select. Fire Raptor, Final Blast! Fire them! And dash away. And you didn't stop them, so fire forwards, fire back. And hit them again, and again. And now you get launched. We'll do another Revelation Barrage. That was, I think maybe think of something bad to say for this thing a few times, but Orico, that's not happening. I haven't yet to use the breaker after this, so how about we test? Yeah, they can just dash. Look at that. Okay. Get this right and maybe you'll be fine, but if you don't dash here, I could just... Armor! Good job! You are slow. Now, when it comes to the character right now, Revelation Barrage is the only one I can't even think about what to say during that entire long animation. Really? Is that all you can think of doing? And then I dash back into that one. You don't get dodge properties on that attack, so you have to just keep dodging. And you don't dash. Great job. You bought the pass. Really? Yet you don't know how to launch an opponent. Okay, well, double Power Raptor, Final Blast! And there's a triple one. Okay. Back away. Armor! Fire you away. How about we just point blank? You may have used your block, but I still had my strike. Good, you dodged. Just gonna keep dashing back and forth. See when we can get something. Again! No? Fine. Well, you brought me closer once again. I don't know why you are running the exact same assists as the Kimberly we just fought, but seriously. Compared to Lothor's armor and other assists, at least Chase can be dodged. And like I said, weirdo that decided, let's just make the projectile undodgeable after launch, making it dodgeable. Okay, you're gonna take the risk. What's it gonna be next? Fire Raptor Final Blast! And we back away. Revelation Barrage. Fire forward. Fire backward. Fire to the body. Fire for headshot. And yeah, apparently I can't speak at the same time. That I completely failed just because I couldn't think what I was supposed to do next. So I guess that one not a simple thing to say. Next button? Mud. Really? Okay, we all know it's just gonna be a Dino Blast. Couldn't you at least try to cancel? Okay, let's go with an assist combo here. You'll be launched, and it's gonna back away. Okay, fine. You decided to do that, so we'll hit with a dodge and roll. This won't end, but it will still hit you. And Billy, get fired! Justin. At least his team is all blue, but it's nothing but blocks. So, yeah. Go to your corner. You're gonna have to use the Dynamorph Blast because, yeah. Kendall, fire them! Good job. At least you managed to send them flying. Now we spin. And we're back away. Yeah, okay, you didn't rotate. The fact that it even caught up is the only real concern. You're gonna super instantly? Okay, so they're not recovering energy. They're not doing that. They don't know how to directly use Justin. Fire Raptor Final Blast. You really just stay out? Maybe stay out of my corner and you would have been fine. Well, you get launched. Over the shoulder. And Armor X, Spiral Attack. You get drilled. Leave a gaping hole in their chest. And that's a Lothor. Well, here's another thing. Once again, because of it being a release character, nWay has caused another reaction bug. Or rather, another missing reaction. So if this person gets a bad combo, I'm going to be able to press my armor or a strike. And yeah, that's going to cause more of a problem than you realize. So we're just going to fire forwards, and Never mind, that's the right. Not backwards this time. Get your corner and stay in. Back away. Armor! Because you didn't reach me. So you can go back to your corner. Again. Not hitting. Once more. More armor. Power chase down. You're still in the air. Now get launched. And armor X spiral attack. You barely got to hit me. Thing is that he really could have. Basically, but we'll see whether or not it happens. Because most of the time, it's after the super, and it's the easiest time to see it. Yeah, you're not catching me. I press a button, you have to dash forward to strike. However, mine is a little faster than that. So, you can stand your face, back away. Revelation Barrage! Listen, I'm a bit of a zoner here. My projectiles may be dodgeable, but I do still prevent you from engaging. That, and since you can't actually use a move from anywhere, my middle slot prevents you from just doing anything you want. Armor! Nope. Armor X roll attack! This time you get perfected. You barely hit me last time, now you don't hit me at all. Final match for this team. They will move on to a more utility-based one rather than a team-based team. Even though Chase Assist is quite powerful while being utility. It's also a distance-based in when it's related to combat, so it's at least, it's a very, I would say it's a good assist in what it's supposed to do. It doesn't do everything, but it also doesn't just outright win any engage. It quite literally is just armor on an assist that can be dodged. Use it wrong, get punished. Exactly what's supposed to happen. Really? You press your block like that. Okay. Revelation Barrage! Okay. You know what? That's on me. I should have just kept running. If I just kept that same attack going, it actually would have survived. Okay, I'm just gonna armor this or whatever you're gonna try and do next if you didn't recover your energy properly. So... okay then, fine. Okay, so that was a TJ. Revelation Barrage! Let's see how much energy I can get out of this one. Whether or not you'll have the health to survive is the real question. Well, you're still in the air, so Armor X Spiral Attack! You can get a lot of energy from that launch. And the further you are, the more. We'll be going for 21 matches today, in total. And, well, Team 2 is based on some traps here and there. Like, what's about to happen here. See? Maybe Chanli isn't the best opponent to see. Ah, okay, good. You should not have dashed. Power up the Final Blast! You didn't move, so press the free zone. And with that, we're gonna back away. Revelation Barrage. Ah, you didn't dash yet. So, we're just going to have to launch you again from across the entire arena. No, they didn't get launched. I didn't manage to get the timing right. I'll ignore this. Do we have to point out her damage? For both epics, you know. For both epics. It's just sad. In Legacy Wars, Chun-Li was never good. And, well, that's Kimberly. So be it. Oh. Yeah, I'm a little faster than you. Revelation Barrage! From across the arena, and maybe I can get the thing right just to show the amount of energy you can get back. And throw. Nope, barely not. Ninja, okay, fine. Ninja landed. He landed. Okay, next one. Can't get up yet. Let's see about a Crescent Wave. How much energy did you get back? Almost missed. Well, let's just see about a nice little launch. Nope, failed again. I should have canceled. I'm sorry, did you really just fail that just because I staggered back further? Well, you're going to have to use that instantly because I'm just going to armor it. So you were too slow. You're going to hit with an over the shoulder. It's not going to kill, but the power after the Final Blast will. You can't stop it. Real question is whether or not I'll be able to actually use Zanaku into Revelation Barrage, because that is kind of the whole point. We let the projectile travel for a while and then see what happens. I can't do anything there. Ah, that looked like it. That looked like it did the full animation, so maybe there was a slight fix, but it might be Lothar only. Well, we'll see. You might not survive this one, though. So, let's see if I can get the launch right. There we go. Power after chase down. And off you go. Up the shoulder after recovering back to 6. We back away. Power after chase down. And we back away again. And super. Yeah, you didn't survive this one this time. So, get drilled right through. Why are you here? Of all things! You're really just here, boy Sandra. Sorry. Listen, the stray hits, you just have to be there, you know? That's all I'm gonna say. You just happen to be there. Well, how about I just, launch you? Not over the shoulder, up, down the ground. They actually get up in time. There's no way to escape this one. Let's see what combo you got, though. You're a little too slow there. Over the shoulder from across the arena. With the armor X spiral attack. You may be getting hit by strays, but now you get drilled. And you have too many blocks. Sad thing is that Billy can't even be used against Chase of all things. Hello. There we go. There's Putty. However, that's not a combo. You can't use Putty for that. You'll have to use your middle slot. Stay in your corner. Gotta go for a block. Yep, there it is. You didn't cancel. Revelation Barrage. Fire as you hit. Fly backwards, fly to the chest, back to the head, and send a fly. But they don't dodge. I failed to launch them, but well, they didn't dodge it either. Revelation Barrage. You failed. They get fired. Well, there was supposedly a nice thematic battle of a different Dino Charge team, but they weren't even there. Well, nope. Revelation Barrage! Well, I left them dazed, but I got stuck. At least there's a Dino Thunder Tommy that can attempt to show what they can do, but you've been frozen. Over the shoulder. You've lost your block properties just because you're frozen. Doesn't matter if you're in the middle of the attack. Really? They didn't rotate. So fine. You get launched. This time I used the dash a little early, so I lost, I think, a bit of damage, but they did at least get launched. I will launch them again. Power chase down. You're going into the air. We'll back away. Armor X spiral attack. And sorry, Tommy. You really need a buff. And final match for this team. Another Lothar. We'll see if they can land a hit. Not. Well, at least I did. They blocked first after dashing forwards. Are you close enough, though? Fine. That's your combo. We're gonna freeze you for that one. We're gonna back away over the shoulder. You didn't see this one, or you don't have a block. And then they do that right. Fine, they had a block as well. I don't have a way to get out of this, so fine. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't have chase assist. There's no armor this time. Could have played better. Clearly, I just didn't have the right combo for that one. Over the shoulder. Nothing. Okay, it's just putty. Revelation Barrage. 5 forwards, 5 backwards. And into your head. Right, nap. Okay. I'm sure I can come up with something better to say there because I'm just gonna, at this point, I'm just gonna stick to basically commentating on what they just got caught by. So, I think I'm just gonna have to launch you again. Power, chase down. Up you go. And over the shoulder. Damage is not gonna knock out, but I've got a plan. I will armor your next attack. Well, you didn't manage to hit me in time. Didn't armor it. But power after chase down. You're in range, so you get launched. Okay. Well, that didn't launch, but it's the end. Anyway, the whole thing is, I've got something I'm supposed to do, which is very much a nice little trap that doesn't actually you can actually stop the thing. Once it begins, either you use a strike that's going to reach from across the entire screen, or you don't stop it at all. That's basically the case. So we're gonna throw this. Nah, fine, Orion. Great, fine. Can't do that. Well, they hit me first. Yeah, no, I hit them first. Let's see here. Crits are needed if you want to knock out. Okay, no crit there. Revelation Barrage! Let's see how well I can get back. So, let's see about a launch. No launch, but this is fine. Power after chase down. I think I can recover one. Over the shoulder. And armor X spiral attack. We'll catch up as much as possible, but we're gonna have to zone off that Zato assist. That's the only problem. Nope. You get caught. And over the shoulder, you go. Into a red crash! Could have ended with something else. But I think I'd rather use the breaker after the block and not risk them falling like some other matches. Yeah, fine. Hey! Not even in range anymore. That was in the middle of a backdash of all things. Just because Jason's backdash has to be horrible doesn't mean you have to be rude like that. Go to your corner. Over the shoulder. And we're just going to back away. Revelation Barrage from across the screen. This will give me a bit of energy back. We'll see whether or not you can make use of that. And we back away. Okay, fine. You continue. You spent 6, but you didn't use your super yet. There goes the super. And then you go for that assist. Okay, fine. We're just gonna use this breaker in your face. In fact, we're gonna use it twice. Double power at the final blast. And armor X spiral attack. Nope. You missed. Nope. It may have knocked me down at the last one. Like, for some reason, it still whiffs against Chase. Once again, this is nWay failing to keep reactions consistent. But no Lothar assist. This time. But yeah, wasn't certain if the super was gonna knock out, so I didn't use it after the break. Anyway. Nope, okay. Well hit, but he didn't. I didn't even cause a daze myself. Okay. Fire after final blast. Nothing. Okay. I'm just going to have to launch it with that one. So, over the shoulder. And like I said, this is a combo. I could have used it, but notice how they're so close to the ground. Lock it. Okay. I ran back into that one. They've both used their middle slots. There goes their primary. Okay. Another power after the final blast. We're going to back away. Revelation Barrage. And let's see if I can just see about getting the launch right this time. Because I don't think it's going to be enough damage if I... Yeah. Okay, it is. It's enough damage. I don't need any crits. Instead, you get launched. And the drills are silent with this character because he has no hit reaction sounds. It's an Orico. They have Amelia as the block, so I can't just do something random. I'll hit you with a car, though! They're not going to just use a block after I run right through. So, how about I land this properly? Because point blank seems to be the easiest for me. That's the dumbest part about it. The fact that point blank seems to be the easiest at landing that. Okay, well. Get rid of this. Okay. Now, I think something bugged there. I don't know what happened. I don't know. It looked like they got their thing twice, which is very weird. Now, I'll save this up. No. Fine. 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 I'll get the setup eventually, but most of the time it's going to require them to run to their corner. And with what their assist is for this one, I don't think it's going to be an easy option. I have the card set up. Now, can you stay in your corner? Okay, well, can't do that. You're just going to have to go over there. Revelation Barrage. Now, over the shoulder. You had all that time and you still let the... Okay, then. Just don't do that, I guess. Look here. Yeah, okay. Ah, that's all. That's all it is. Not happening again. I'm pretty sure that was never a combo to begin with, so don't even think about trying to use your breaker that many times. Revelation Barrage again. This time you get launched. Or rather, not launched. You get hit, and There's a bit of extra hits, but it's not a lot. Again, not consistently getting it. Well, final match. And it has to be against Billy with multiple blocks. I don't know why I used Red Crash of all things. I have a breaker. Yeah. Okay, so you spent 7. Let's see what your next card is. Strike. And let's just go ahead and hit you with this. Who would have guessed you would have probably went for your block here? Fire after chase down. Nope. From across the arena. Not happening. Did you rotate? Yeah, you did. Okay. Now we have nothing but strikes. And a block. Stay out of my corner, if you don't mind. So, let's see if I can get this launch right. Nope. But they also land again. Yeah, let's see here. They didn't give me my super yet. They're probably giving it here. But they also failed to land their block. And over the shoulder. Into an armor spiral attack. Next time, don't bring so many blocks to a breaker fight. Alright? Well, not really, just... They have a clear weakness. Exploited. Don't start with a strike like I did. Because clearly, it simply got me hit by a combo that I did not need to take. I simply could have just pressed the breaker that I saw that I started with. They have like a daycare strike slot. They used it, but they still pressed a block of all things to start. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed the person with 3 blocks would use a block to engage? We had 1 disconnected opponent, and like I said, it was this one right there, a Dino charge opponent, but yeah, they just didn't manage to make it to the match. This is the last of the test matches. Is all these ones. Yeah, we played 21, and this thing only holds 25. Yeah, technically played 22, but disconnected opponent. There was a chase. At least he's a unique release. He's not broken. He's not weak. But he is also someone you can just stay in your corner and keep dashing away from. If he doesn't engage and get close to you, he's never going to land any of his attacks. Including his block. That block does not run full screen. If you hit him, he goes invincible during his block. So be aware of he is immune to traps. His breaker goes invincible as well, and I believe Revelation Barrage as well, as long as the required hits land. So he's very much another follow-up based character on only 2 of his attacks. And obviously his super as well. Because his breaker is not a breaker trap. It is very much negative when he lands. So just go ahead, hit him with a strike. A slow strike, so you can still make use of it. Because it won't do the follow-up. It requires it to land properly. So he's just going to stand there, fire, and then just sit through his recovery. His super at least has some armor. But it's only startup, and then the first shot is no longer armored, so you can't get away with just using it to counter a long multi-hitting attack. And if you time it wrong, you get countered. However, his assist is kind of the same situation. I can't remember the exact details, but I believe the first shot isn't armored either. So he can be caught, but he's still a lot faster. He's a lot faster than his super, but he still can be caught. And he likely still has assist startup as well. Just to prevent, well, we've seen with Lothar getting hit, we've seen with Nick getting hit, and Mastodon Sentry. Every single one of them still have the simple rule of assist startup. They may have basically none, but they can still be caught, so they're not able to save you on frame 1. But for the rest of it, just use it soon enough when you see the attack. Just don't be too late. But yeah, Chase is good, in my opinion, a good release. One that isn't too stupid. So he's just got long animations. That's the only problem with him. Just way too long animations. I know who you want. I know you're trying to make his personality with a style. Fair. But do we really need that long animations again? He's following in Kimberly's footsteps with the whole takes energy after he hits you. So he technically has a 3, 3, 4, and 4. But it's only a 4 if he has more than 3 energy. I say that because he can just use it at 3 energy with 0 extra and get away with it. But yeah, he's got traveling projectiles, so he can make use of a lot more energy if he actually stays in his corner. So you probably just, you land the hit, you constantly try and backdash further and further away until you get a full screen Revelation Barrage. And that's pretty useful. His breaker is probably the only thing that doesn't help there. That's the only sad part. His breaker is a little slow by other characters. The projectile is decently fast, but it's a weird design. But it's still a unique one, at least. It's basically like Candle Assist at this point, though a lot faster at the projectile travel. But yeah, it's certainly a choice of making him do an extra animation after he lands it, not when he whiffs. It's weird. Like everything he does has to be half taunt afterwards. We still have these old characters that taunt before they attack or pose before they attack. He is posing after. And that's kind of just Heckle Assist as well, but then again, that's Heckle Assist is taunting, and that's completely ruining combos for characters. So you can't use him in the same way that Chase is attacking. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy the video, please make sure to give it a like, comment if there is something you'd like to see, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to not miss anything, and your Discord in the description. Memberships are a thing, you can become one and have their first streams at the end of videos to receive the latest thumbnails, as well as join the random information alliance with priority. Now, until the next Founders video. Goodbye.